Hey everyone, welcome back to the build. Today we're diving into some real surgery on the old 1985 Mercedes-Benz van. We're going to be cutting out the scuttle panel underneath the windshield, fabricating replacement pieces from old parts I've already stripped off the van, and whether I like it or not, we're pulling out that whole dashboard. I got a lot to do, so let's get into it. So, the scuttle panel. Yeah, it's way worse than I thought. Once I started poking around, the rust just crumbled. There was no saving it. So I committed, I marked my cut lines, I grabbed the grinder, and I just started removing the whole thing. On that note, I really wish that I was a little bit more fine-tuned with my measurements, because at the end of the project, I see that I may have cut a little bit too much and a little wild. But we're going to find a way to fix it. And of course, the more you cut, the more rust you find. Classic. But getting this panel off opens up everything, so I can actually rebuild it properly. Next step, the dashboard. I didn't want to do this today, but with the scuttle off, I realized I needed full access behind here. So, out it comes. There was tons of screws, hidden bolts, random wiring, and this took a lot longer than I'd like to admit. But once it's out, I can finally see the entire front structure of the van. Now that everything's exposed, it's time for some pattern making. I'm using cardboard and tape templates to trace out all these weird shapes. Mercedes definitely didn't design this for easy patch panels. And here's the fun part. I'm actually reusing old metal from the van. These pieces I cut off earlier, and they've got the right thickness, and I'd like giving the van a little bit of its own DNA back. Plus, it saves money. It's free metal, right? Okay, it's the moment of truth. Welding the new panels in. Or attempting to. That was catastrophic. I was absolutely naive. A little daunting. So I'm gonna figure it out. Sweet welds that I'm producing to do some more welding practice, and I'll get back to you about that one. So I took a step back. I needed to adjust my welder. I had it hooked up all wrong. I needed some more practice on some scrap, and I slowed everything down. After all, I'm teaching myself how to weld. So these mistakes, this is not going to be the last one. So I got to embrace them. It was an opportunity for me to learn how to correctly set things up and just really appreciate welding for the art and the trade that it is. But hey, that's part of the process. I'm learning, and I'm going to fix what needs fixing. There's going to be no shortcuts here. Well, maybe a couple in the future, but right now, I don't really have that opportunity. And once I calmed down and approached things more methodically, things started clicking. The welds got cleaner, the panels started fitting the way they should, and it gave me a little bit of hope that maybe I am gonna have a van at the end of this. The whole project is definitely going slower than I imagined, but we are making progress. Every little patch is one step closer to getting this van back on the road and eventually turning it into a proper camper. So that's where we're ending today. Rust cut out, dashboard removed, and new panels underway. And a lot of lessons learned. If you're enjoying the build, hit the like, subscribe, and stick around for the next episode. There's a lot more welding and rebuilding ahead. And thanks again for watching.